Despite a blistering rally that saw Palantir shares surge by over 300% in the past year, the stock still trades well below the average analyst price target, leaving a sizable potential upside on the table. The turning point has been the U.S. government, which now leans heavily on Palantir's AI-driven platforms, driving U.S. government revenue up 30% in 2024 and an eye-watering 45% in Q4 alone. Even after tripling since early 2024, Palantir's stock still sits below Wall Street's average one-year price target of $128.67, an implied upside of nearly 60%. On April 16, 2025, shares traded around $112.06, underscoring the gap between market pricing and analyst projections. That disconnect remains puzzling for bulls. If AI defense fusion is the next big battleground, why isn't Palantir already priced like one of the Magnificent Seven? Renewed growth with the U.S. government. Palantir's true North Star is still the U.S. government. After years of proof-of-concept work, agencies are now embracing Palantir's AI solutions to wrangle terabytes of battlefield and intelligence data. In FY 2024, U.S. government revenue grew 30% year-over-year to $1.20 billion, making it the single largest contributor to Palantir's revenue mix. That beat not only the consensus but fueled CEO Alex Karp's conviction that Palantir is eviscerating expectations in the AI era. Revenue spurt, 30% in 2024, 45% in Q4. The government engine really revved in Q4 2024, when U.S. government revenue jumped 45% year-over-year to $343 million, a clear sign that DoD and related agencies are doubling down on Palantir's platforms. Overall Q4 revenue soared 36% to $828 million, capping a year that saw total sales hit $2.87 billion, up 29% from 2023. Put another way, when Uncle Sam opts for Foundry and Apollo, Palantir's top line doesn't just hum, it roars. Trump's NATO taunts and a European spending spree. In early 2025, President Trump reignited NATO angst, warning he might refuse to defend allies who won't boost defense spending from 2% to 5% of GDP. That chest-thumping has had real-world effects. The Netherlands earmarked an extra €1.25 billion, Lithuania is racing toward 5.5% of GDP by 2026, and Sweden is exploring upping civil defense spend to 1.5% on top of the 2% military target. €800 billion, rearm Europe, and the $1 billion EDF rumor. The EU's Rearm Europe plan contemplates an €800 billion injection over 4 years to harden the continent's defenses, and within that, the European Defence Fund is expected to award multi-billion-dollar AI projects. Industry whispers suggest Palantir is in the running for a $1 billion EDF package to build a unified data-sharing backbone across all 27 EU armies, an award that, if won, could add about 15% to Palantir's 2024 revenue base. Even a fraction of that deal recognized in year one, say 60% front-loaded, would still represent a 15% annual revenue bump, fueling both growth and margin expansion. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you've commented, let's continue. But wait. If you are interested in stock news updates that might be relevant to your financial targets, join us and become a member for member-only videos. Find the link in the description section below. Riding the AI defense wave. Palantir sits at a nexus of geopolitical flux and technological revolution. Despite an eye-watering rally, the stock trades below consensus targets, leaving room for future gains as U.S. agencies and European allies shell out ever larger defense budgets. Throw in a potential $1 billion EDF win and AI multiples reminiscent of a frothy unicorn market, and you've got a recipe for fireworks, both on the battlefield and in your brokerage app. Whether you're in it for the memes or the mega returns, one thing's clear, Palantir's AI defense saga is only just getting started. Despite a blockbuster rally, 345% YTD, Palantir still trades below the $95.25 average analyst target, leaving nearly 3% of implied upside on the table, and in some quarters upwards of 60%, depending on which forecaster you ask. The real growth engine remains the U.S. government, with federal AI contracts fueling a 30% YoY revenue surge in 2024 and an accelerated 45% gain in Q4 alone. President Trump's renewed threats to ditch NATO unless allies up defense spending have catalyzed a European rearmament wave. NATO members are eyeing 5% of GDP on military and civil defense, up from 2%. At the same time, the EU's European Defence Fund, EDF, now boasts a multi-billion-dollar war chest. Industry whispers possibly suggest Palantir is a frontrunner for a $1 billion EDF package that could lift revenues by 15%. And we could see soon Palantir hitting $1,285 and above. Risk factors and bear case scenarios. Concentration risk. Heavy federal reliance. 42% of Palantir's FY 2024 revenue came from U.S. government contracts. If DoD budgets stall or shift priorities, a 1Q 2025 delay could shave 5 to 10% off near-term sales. Platform switching. As national security agencies build in-house AI or partner with rising startups, Palantir faces the danger of best-of-breed disaggregation. Valuation headwinds. High multiple. At 78 times EV revenue, PLTR trades at the high end of tech multiples. Any multiple contraction to mid-teens could trigger a 30% pullback. Macro uncertainty. Hawkish Fed rhetoric and tech sell-offs continue to pressure all growth names. Nasdaq has slid since early April after the latest rate hike signals. Palantir's magic begins in Foundry, its data fusion workhorse that ingests everything from satellite feeds to field agent reports and stitches them into a living operational picture, no Python required. Engineers and analysts build custom workflows with drag-and-drop ease, turning raw intel into actionable insights in hours, not months. Behind the curtain, Apollo, Palantir's continuous delivery engine, pushes secure software updates even to the harshest edge environments. Think remote bases in Eastern Europe or air-gapped command centers in Scandinavia. No USB sticks, no couriers, just encrypted bits zipping over hardened lines. These twin pillars, Foundry's no-code, Fusion and Apollo's seamless edge updates, form the backbone of Palantir's defense-grade solutions, letting militaries pivot at software speed in an era where information dominance is everything. Investor strategies and market sentiment. Despite a 345% YTD rally, Wall Street remains split on PLTR's next move. TipRanks pegs the average 12-month price target at $95.25, implying a modest upside from recent levels. Zacks reports an average target of $84.22 and computes an ABR, average brokerage recommendation, of 3.155, signaling a consensus hold stance. Stock analysis shows a broader range, with 19 analysts averaging $78.79, reflecting both high single-digit bears and triple-digit bulls. AlphaSpread cites a one-year target of $91.85, based on a 32% CAGR assumption and AI defense multiples. MarketBeat flips the narrative, assigning a reduce consensus and a 12-month average target of $74.71, hinting at near-term pressure if tech sentiment sours. As of April 17, 2025, PLTR traded at $92.74, riding between a critical support band and its 52-week highs, an apt metaphor for its tug-of-war between skeptics and believers. Investor nerves were on full display when PLTR dropped to $112.06 after Pentagon budget cut rumors, underscoring how defense spending chatter can whip markets. Conversely, an upbeat revenue outlook in early February, fueled by Morgan Stanley's bullish upgrade, sparked an 18% pre-market pop on expectations of enterprise AI. It's our privilege that God, the creator of heaven and earth, will bless us abundantly, make us the head and not the tail if we love him and obey his commandments. Please acknowledge him in your plans and he will direct your paths. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. Want more information? Please check the description section. Also again, if you are interested in more relevant stock news updates, consider becoming a member. Link in the description section. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. There are 3 more important steps to build wealth. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you highly motivate me to continue bringing to you educative and transformative videos every week. Do not miss out on our future videos full of knowledge and wisdom. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today, your support is appreciated so much. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Thank you, see you in the next video by God's grace. We love you, and blessings to you.